Welcome back to my road to completion guide for Dark Souls 3. We're now in episode number 5. We have a lot of things that we need to collect in this episode, so just make sure you guys are watching the gameplay carefully. Remember, you can always check down below in the description for a full video timeline, which, serves as a checklist as well if you guys want to make sure you don't miss anything, okay? Notice what I'm doing here, just rolling into these enemies. We talked about that in the previous episode. Anytime you roll into those type of enemies, they will stagger, and you guys can get your R1s in, right? We'll come over here. We want to cut this down. See that? Then just walk off the edge and grab the item. This is called Loretta's Bone. Very important for the run, okay? Then we're just going to sprint through. Just notice what I do here, guys. Just sprint through, grab the item, grab the Estus Shard, roll, keep rolling so that you're invincible, and you can stagger that enemy. Grab the Ember, keep rolling, right? Notice the stagger here, boom, see that? Grab the Titanite Shard, roll off the edge. So I'm always rolling, right? And I'm always moving because the enemies are coming in from behind, right? You want to keep moving in one direction and rolling as much as possible. Then when you guys open up this door, you can go ahead and quit out, and that will of course despawn the enemies. Now you can quit as many times as you want to, guys, while you're running around collecting those items, right? Anytime you guys want to quit, you can. Anytime you guys want to set up a safety save, you can, okay? Then we'll come over here, we'll two-hand our weapons so that we can swing over our head, cut that down and grab the soul. Now I want you guys to walk in this room, don't run, because there is an enemy to the right that will spawn in if you're running around and making a lot of commotion in this room. Grab the charcoal pine resin. Then we're gonna go ahead and drop off the edge. You guys can get a free replenishment on your health right here if you examine that pot. Then we're gonna come over here and grab ourselves the trophy for this episode, the Covenant Warrior of Sunlight trophy. Okay, and now that we have the trophy, we just want to go to the right, open up the door, and we're just gonna sprint all the way across. Keep your shield up if you want to, just in case somebody tries to hit you from the front. I think I put my shield up here at the end, see that? Just in case that enemy right there tries to hit me from the front. And then notice what I do here. Roll, roll again. See, the enemy on the left was actually in the middle of an animation, but when I rolled, it nullified it, right? But now they're all chasing me, so I'm gonna come down here, grab the Titanite Shard, quit the game. When we quit the game, they despawn, right? Which is really good. Now look, guys, if you're having an issue with quitting the game, then just simply don't play as aggressive as I'm playing, right? You just want to go through there, kill all the enemies one by one, that sort of thing. Circle strafe them just like you would a boss and kill them one by one, right? But there's no need to kill them for the souls. So if you can be aggressive, if you guys can learn how to quit using the menus really fast, it'll save you a ton of time when it comes to getting this game done 100%. Okay, grab the sharp gem off the crystal lizard. Remember, if the crystal lizard runs away and you're not able to kill it, you can just quit the game and load back in, and the crystal lizard will be back and you can kill it, right? Just try that as many times as you need to. Make sure you kill the crystal lizard, get that sharp gem, then we're gonna fast travel back over to the Undead settlement. All right, so now we just wanna do the same thing we did before. We wanna come up here, kill these two enemies. Again, you can roll into them if you guys need to stagger them, or you can just circle strafe and wait for them to swing first, counterattack them that way. This dude right here gets glitched in the steps. I've seen this dude get glitched out in some crazy animations before. It's just that particular enemy in that particular spot, man. I've seen him glitch up and down the side of that building before. His head's hanging out of it. It's just some crazy randomness with this game. All right, but this time we want to come over here past the bridge, okay? When you get to the end of the bridge, take a right. Don't go straight. Roll through the barrels. And then what you want to do is come down here on the lower part of this cliff, turn around and wait for a few seconds. Notice that the enemies are trying to chase me, and then they just decide to turn around and go back the other way. In most cases, that's going to happen, but sometimes they'll want to be a little bit more aggressive and they want to fight you. If they do, you want to fight them down there, guys. Because up here you have to worry about all these enemies firing off projectiles at you, okay? But when you're down here, you're protected from the projectiles. You can kind of fight those enemies one by one, right? And then once they're dead, or if they run away like they did in my game, then you can start fighting these enemies one by one, right? And all you're gonna do is get them to chase you down to that lower cliff. And you just saw with the previous enemy, a lot of times they'll just kill themselves. They'll dive off like that. It's like he almost killed himself right there. But if they don't kill themselves, then of course you can just keep your shield up. When they hit you, they're going to bounce off your shield. When they do, you guys can counter them with 2 R1s, and that should be enough to kill them, okay? You don't want 2 or 3 of them down here with you. Then it's going to get dangerous, okay? So just one by one, bring them down here and get those kills. Now, when you come this way, you do want to grab the soul right there. Doesn't matter if you get hit at this point. There's only 2 enemies that can bother you. So now the projectiles are not that bad. Come over here and kill this enemy. And we are killing these enemies strategically, guys, because we're still collecting souls. We're going to have a huge level up section coming up, and I want you guys to have enough souls. Now, some of you are going to be behind my soul count. If you see how many souls I have right now, some of you are not going to have that many, and that's because you decided to defeat Vort, the previous boss, using strategy number 1, the sword master, right? But that's fine. Don't worry about that. I know when I'm going to be able to catch you guys up in the run, okay? Kill all the enemies, grab the 2 Homeward Bones, and then we're going to come over here. And I want you guys to hit this corpse, okay? The item and the corpse is going to fall all the way down to the lower ledge. But if you quit the game, and I want you guys to set up a save here as well, just quit the game, set up a backup save. Now, when you guys load back in, you'll be able to pick up the flame Stoneplate ring because it'll be up here with you on those rocks, which is really cool, okay? Make sure you set up that safety save, though, just before you do that, because, you know, we've done a lot in this episode so far. We've done a lot of running around, collecting a bunch of things. I don't want you guys to have to go back and repeat any of that stuff. Then, of course, we still have a little bit left to do in this episode as well. So I want to make sure you guys are setting up some safety saves along the way, just in case, right? Run through here, grab this soul, and then when you guys hit the double doors up here, again, you guys can quit the game. That'll despawn all the enemies. When you guys load back in, boom, you'll be able to walk right through, no problem. Now, I'm trying to do a trick here where you can fall off the edge. If you fall off far enough, this firebomb will not hit you when you land. You guys see how it hit me? If it hits you guys, just go ahead and pop an Estus right quick. You know, get some of your health back. I chose to use my Estus after I defeated the enemy. But if you're a beginner player, I would go ahead and pop an Estus as soon as the firebomb hits you. If it hits you, that way you guys have full health as you're taking on the enemy at the end, okay? Grab the Titanite Shard. We need that for later on. And it doesn't matter how many Estus flasks you use, guys, on this little ledge, because boom, there's going to be a bonfire right here, okay? So you can get all your Estus back if you have to use a few to get through that little section. Now that you guys have all your health back, we're just going to run this way. Just roll into this enemy. Boom, just like that. Get your hits in. Then I want you guys to come to the edge of this cliff and just wait, okay? There's a mob of enemies coming over the bridge. There's 5 of them. 2 dogs, 3 enemies. The enemies will always walk away. The 2 dogs, though, sometimes, see the dog trying to get stuck there on the edge of the bridge? Sometimes he'll get stuck on the edge of the bridge right there. Sometimes he walks away, okay? If he walks away like he's doing in my gameplay, then you're just going to want to do exactly what I do and you'll be fine, okay? If he stays on the edge of the bridge, you want to roll off the cliff and face the dog, okay, that's on the bridge. There's going to be a dog behind you. Keep your shield up, and you want to kill that dog as fast as possible, okay? Because the faster that dog dies, you can focus on the one that's coming up from behind you, if that makes sense, okay? Now, if you don't want that encounter to happen, just go ahead and save, set up a safety save before you drop off the cliff, like as the mob is coming over the bridge, and then you'll just wait to get a good pattern on that dog where he walks away like I showed you he did in my game. That makes sense, okay? And then just kill that dog that's coming up from behind you so that he don't try to follow you as you're crossing this bridge right here. You just want to fight all these enemies one by one. That's basically what I'm trying to convey to you guys. Make sure you grab the Ember that's on the bridge. I've already picked mine up, okay? And now there's going to be an item over there behind these enemies. Notice I'm just sprinting all the way through. Grab the item up here, like that, and then sprint to your left. The reason why you want to kill the dogs is because you don't want them chasing you at this point. They're extremely fast, okay? These other enemies, not so much, right? So you don't want both of those dogs chasing you around this area while you're trying to pick up these items, okay? And then remember, when you open up doors, you're invincible. You guys can go ahead and quit the game. When you load back in, no enemies. So I think you guys are finally starting to see the formula behind this run, right? We're just sprinting through the game as fast as possible, collecting the items that we need to get our trophies. Anytime we feel like the enemies are bunching up on us, you feel threatened, you quit the game. Just that simple, guys. And it makes this run super efficient. Now you guys can save as many times as you want. You can save right now in this elevator if you wanted to, right? And you can lock in your progress as often as you want to in this run. Now, of course, I'm showing you where I think it's a good spot for you guys to set up safety saves, but you can do it as many times as you want to, guys. Grab this Ember right here and then sprint to the left-hand wall and then keep running all the way to the door. Now, sometimes that enemy's still going to hit you, but it shouldn't be enough to kill you. If it hits you, Estus and run, right? Just as long as you can make it to this door, roll through just in case he tries to hit you from behind, hit up the bonfire, and get all your Estus back. Now, when it comes to this new area, we're not really going to find anything in here either, guys. You know the routine. We're just going to run right through. There's going to be one item that I want you guys to pick up. It's just behind these carts here on the right. It's just some free souls we can use later. Then just sprint through this entire area. These enemies are, they're not as aggressive in their first form. Their second form, they're super aggressive. And I'll show you that as we cross this bridge up here. They have to transform, like wings come out and everything like that, and then they start flying around. They become really aggressive and kind of hard to kill. But if you guys just sprint on through while they're transforming, you're just going past them, right? And then you'll see up here is a bonfire. So of course, once you guys rest at the bonfire, they're going to despawn anyway, right? Just go ahead and rest, and we're going to travel back to Lothric, okay? The high wall of Lothric. You want to go to the tower on the wall bonfire. Perfect. Now that you guys are back here, I want you to go down the stairs. I want you to wait for the knight to go through the doorway. You guys see that? And there's going to be enemy straight ahead. We do not want to aggro that enemy. So I want you guys to stay to the left as much as possible. The reason why we don't want to aggro that enemy is because if you aggro that enemy, a lot of times it will aggro the knight. And now you have a 2v1 situation in this room, which you don't want, okay? Now you just want to wait for the knight to go down the stairs. He's already done that in my game. It's a clear path. That way you guys can sprint through here with no problems with the enemies, okay? Come through here. And now we have to farm for an item called the Symbol of Avarice. Okay, so let's set this thing up. I want you guys to go into your equipment. I want you guys to equip 2 items. The first item, I want you to put it in your 3rd slot, and it's the rusted gold coin. You guys remember I had you guys pick that as a burial gift during character creation, okay? And then in your 4th slot, I want you to equip the Undead Hunter Charm. Very important. The Hunter Charm is going to allow us to put that mimic to sleep. It looks like a treasure chest, and it is, but it's actually an enemy, guys. What we're going to do is put him to sleep with the Undead Hunter Charm and then farm for an item. So I want you guys to go ahead and quit the game. Make sure that you have the rusted gold coin on your bottom D-pad slot before you quit. Set up a safety save. Then I want you to come back in. I want you to use one of the rusted gold coins, use one of the Undead Hunter Charms, and then see which item you get. Now that time I got the deep battle axe, no problem. I'm going to load back up my safety save. Okay. When I load back up my safety save, I'm going to have all 7 rusted gold coins and 2 Undead Hunter Charms. And you can do this forever until you're able to get this item. Very important for the run that you guys get this item, okay? At least per my strategies. Save you guys a lot of farming time later on for souls. See how I have 7 there? I use one of them. Again, I'm just hitting square to use them. Throw the Undead Hunter Charm. And now I'm just waiting to see what I get, okay? Waiting for the prompt. Boom, I just got the deep battle axe, no problem. Quit the game, load back up my save. Start in with 7 rusted gold coins, pop 1. Like I said, guys, just keep rinsing and repeating that until you guys are able to get the deep battle axe and the Symbol of Avarice. I think it happens here for me. Boom, just like that. I've never had this take more than 13 tries, but I'm not saying that you guys will get it in 13 tries. It's a bit random, okay? You just have to keep farming it. But when you leave this area, you should have 6 rusted gold coins and 1 Undead Hunter Charm. If you don't, that's fine, guys, okay? If you accidentally mess up or something, don't worry about it. Just make sure you leave this area with the Symbol of Avarice, okay? Now while you guys are waiting for the night, you can go ahead and quit the game, set up a save, just in case you die or something, you won't have to farm for the symbol of Avarice later on, okay? And now all we want to do is just wait for the knight to go to the right and go down the stairs, and then we'll proceed. Perfect. And now we just want to run across safely, right? We don't have to worry about the knight. Then when we come into this room, now we do want to kill this enemy, because if you don't kill this enemy, he's going to follow you down to the lower level. And there's also another enemy that's going to follow you down here as well. So then it's a 3v1 situation. Not good, right? Notice that as soon as I hit the ground there, I popped an Estus flask to get my health back full. And if it gets too crazy down here, guys, remember, just quit the game. Despawn the enemies. Then it'll just be a 1v1 between you and the enemy with the big axe, right? So you guys can play that out however you want to. I decided to go ahead and kill this enemy. But again, you guys can quit out so that it's just a 1v1. Okay, now sprint all the way through this room. Do not stop. This guy will always throw a firebomb. If it hits one of the explosive barrels in the room and it goes off, it's probably going to kill you. But if it just hits you like it did in my gameplay here, it'll just do some damage, but it won't kill you, right? And notice that I'm looking back. I'm making sure that none of the enemies are following me into this room. If you see enemies, what do? Quit the game. Despawn the enemies, and then you can come in here and talk to this NPC without them sneaking up behind you, right, and trying to kill you while you're in the middle of dialogue, okay? Now all we want to do is just keep going through this NPC's dialogue. We want to wait till he gives us a choice. See right there, we want to grant request. Make sure you guys select that. And then he's going to give us a blue Tearstone ring.
Loretta at the base, do your part, and I'll do my...
Notice also that he disappears. That means he's going back to Firelink Shrine, and we can interact with him later on, okay? We want to go ahead and equip that ring, because you can see there it increases our damage absorption when HP is low. Just in case you guys get in critical condition, that'll help you guys stay alive, okay? And then go ahead and unequip the Undead Hunter Charm. We don't need that anymore for now, okay? And then we'll come into our inventory, use our Homeward Bone. We want to go back to the bonfire last rested at. All right, once you guys make it back here, go ahead and fast travel. Select travel as your option. Hit R1 all the way until you get to the far right. And then select Halfway Fortress. Now, I want you guys to farm for one more item. This item's called the Storyteller staff, okay? Pretty much the same thing as we did before with the symbol of Avarice, except this time we're going to be using the symbol of Avarice. See that? I'm equipping the symbol of Avarice right now. The symbol of Avarice and the rusted gold coin together is going to give us more item discovery. It's going to allow the Storyteller staff to drop a lot quicker. Now what you want to do is come up here, make sure that you use an Estus before you quit out, just to give yourself maximum health. Because one thing that the symbol of Avarice does, guys, if you notice in the top left, my health is slowly going down. You have to watch that. Yes, the symbol of Avarice boosts your item discovery, but it also kills you, okay? So you want to make sure you're always watching your health. So if you need to pop an Estus before you quit out and save, then do that, right? But all we're doing at this point is the same thing we did before. Set up a safety save via the dashboard. You're going to come back into the world. You're going to pop a rusted gold coin. And with the rusted gold coin and the symbol of Avarice, it's just going to make the farming a lot quicker. Now it could take you guys 20 minutes to farm this. It's taken me 26 minutes was my highest time to get the Storyteller staff. So hopefully you guys will get it quicker than that, but it could take you as long as, I'll just say 30 minutes, okay? But it's so important for the run, trust me, especially if you're a beginner. And then of course, after you get the Storyteller staff, grab the Ember off the cliff, and then we'll come back down here, set up the bonfire, set up a save, and you guys will be good to go for the next episode.